On this week's episode, I'm going to talk about 3 ways to get unstuck and more motivated as a mompreneur in your business. Hey there, Mompreneurs. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Good Enough Mompreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Angela Michuli. Thank you for joining me for another episode, or if this is your first episode, welcome. Thank you for joining me. This week, I was supposed to put an episode out on Friday, and then I had an event to go to, and then we have just had a terrible week of illness. Getting back to school, getting back to new routines. So again, I'm trying to get back on track. This isn't going to be a super long episode, but I definitely have been having experiences and talking to other mom business owners, and there are always recurring topics and issues that we just continually have to deal with as business owners, and putting yourself out there and finding your confidence. And I thought I would talk about 3 of the main ones that I continually see and that I myself have struggled with. So the first thing that you really have to address as an entrepreneur, you have this want to start a business, you have a gift that you want to share with the world, but you have to be able to communicate to everyone what that gift, what that skill, what that service is, especially if it's not something tangible like a craft or artwork or something, music, something like that that is tangible, that people on its face value can see. And I would argue even those people still have to have the confidence to market and sell their service and sell their product and sell what they do. But one of the first steps that entrepreneurs usually skip is they focus on all of the building a website, doing the LLC, doing all of the little things to set up their business and get their business going. But then they begin to hit a dip because they've done all of this work and it's not equaling the outcome that they thought it would in the beginning. And usually that is connected to the fact that they are not selling themselves first on their value and their worth to be able to distinguish themselves from other people. And one of the ways that you can tell that someone is suffering from this as a business owner is if you look on their social media, and you will see that they have no pictures of themselves. They may think, I wasn't having a good hair day. I want to lose a few pounds. Oh, I want to put my child instead of myself. But here's the thing. You have to sell yourself first on what you can offer other people. And then you have to understand that people want to see you. They want to get to know you. And you are your own unfair advantage to everyone else because no one else is you. No one is going to provide the same service or the same product that you are going to provide. No one else can do that like you. So people want to get to know you. So once you start to get the confidence to show your face, to be the face of your business, you will begin to see some traction. It's going to be very scary. It's going to be very uncomfortable. But once you start to find comfort in going, yeah, I have this unique skill, I have this unique ability, and it really transforms people's lives in one way or another, that's when you start to really own your business and own your product or service that you provide to other people. So number 2, usually business owners aren't doing number 1, selling themselves first, because number 2, they're suffering from a lack of confidence. And they're waiting to find that confidence. And actually, we have it in reverse. That when you take little actions and you begin to see some results from those actions, then you start finding your confidence. So you have to begin to face your fears first. And somebody who really speaks well to this is Lisa Bilyeu. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And she wrote a book called Radical Confidence. And it's really a book that talks about several lessons on how to learn to trust yourself to figure it out. Because oftentimes that's the source of a lack of confidence, in that you don't trust yourself. So I highly recommend, and I will leave links below, that you check out this book. And I will also let you know that I was introduced to Lisa because I listened to a podcast, Kathy Heller Presents Don't Keep Your Day Job, who really led to so many evolutions in my own life. And starting this podcast and starting multiple businesses, finding the confidence to do that. One of the places where that foundation was built was through Kathy Heller's podcast. So in order to sell yourself first, don't wait for confidence. Take little actions that will then give you confidence. And begin to trust yourself to figure out the process. Trust yourself to figure out how you're going to make it all work. Because chances are, not only are you qualified, but you're probably overqualified for whatever it is that you want to do. So the third point that I wanted to make is, if you're feeling stuck and unmotivated in your business, you're probably also suffering from this mindset that is, you are not enough. You have to be perfect. You have to completely give over your life to whatever product you make, whatever service you provide. You have to grovel, you have to lower your price, you have to take whatever business comes your way, because you don't understand your worth and your abilities, and that your mere existence to your clients is enough. And then at the same time, not only are you enough, but also you have to constantly be in the mode of learning how to do things better, whatever is evolving in your industry, whatever is going to set you apart, to be able to not only do what you're doing, but to continue and grow and flourish in your business, and then also whatever industry you work in. It kind of goes to the point of this entire podcast. We have to be able to shed the perfectionism to actually start to make traction in our businesses. And we have to understand that not only we are good enough, but we don't have to grovel, we don't have to beg, we don't have to struggle, we don't have to make our lives miserable in order to provide a wonderful service or product for our clients. I want to recap what I just said. Number 1, you have to get into the business of selling yourself first. I don't know if you wanted to sit down and write a list of every accomplishment that you have ever made. And this is probably something that I should have done a long time ago. But it's only slowly become clear to me some of the things that I have really done that are quite extraordinary that I don't even consider. Even from somebody pointing out that my daughters and how wonderful they are is not a coincidence. It's because of the parenting and the time and effort that my husband and I and our family have put into helping to raise them. So it's even little things like having wonderful children that we often as moms don't even take credit for. Number 2, people want to see you. People want to get to know who you are specifically, because nobody has a business like you. Nobody's going to provide the service like you. So get in the front of your business. Start to routinely post pictures of yourself, either on video or even, a podcast is amazing because, if you're lacking that confidence to be in the front of your business, you can be on the podcast. You're still sharing your voice, you're still sharing your ideas, but then you're slowly building the confidence that you need to help your business grow and also develop your own skills. So, number 3, understand that your existence is enough. And in connection with that third point, I also wanted to let you know about a book written by Simone Seol, the Fearless Marketing Bible. She's a marketing expert, and I highly recommend that book. And I was also introduced to her through Kathy Heller's podcast, Don't Keep Your Day Job. I hope that those are 3 things that if you are feeling stuck or unmotivated in your business right now, that can help you to propel to a new level, kind of emerge from the dip that we all have in our businesses. But I will let you know that usually if you're in a place where you're feeling stuck and unmotivated, on the other side of that situation is usually a time of great expansion and new ideas. So just hang in there until you begin to see the light, as they say. I have some wonderful interviews coming up. I can't wait to share with you. And I think that they are just really going to be impactful interviews that are going to leave you with a lot of information that's going to help you expand and grow in your business. So I hope you are well. I hope that if you're dealing with the back to school schedule change and illnesses that come along with kids being in the same space again after the summer, that you emerge on the other side of that more focused and ready to commit to your schedule and meeting the goals in your business. So I hope that with that said, you have a great rest of your week. I'm your host, Angela Mashuli. If you would love to connect with me, if you have a comment about this show, or if you have any questions, or you would be interested in being a guest on the show, you can DM me on Instagram at angela.mashuli, MASCIULLI. And then you can also download my Aligned Mompreneur workbook that is so helpful in times like these when you have a new schedule change and you're trying to figure out where you're going to work on certain things in your business and how you're going to accomplish all of your goals. It includes a time audit that can really help you assess where you're using your time and connecting it to whatever your goals are. So that is a free download as well on my Instagram link in bio. If you found any of this episode helpful, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. You can search for the show on Apple Podcasts, scroll to the bottom. You can leave a star review and you can leave a written review, and I would be thrilled to give you a shout out on the show. And then you can also share the show with anybody you think might also find it helpful. Be sure to follow so you don't miss an episode wherever you listen to podcasts. So thank you again for joining me. And until next time, I'm your host, Angela Mashuli. Have a great week. Bye.